What would you say to that?
Well, what happened in Libya was just NATO-backed regime change, and the people that we supposedly were keeping from harm's way were largely a group of rebels that tried to violently overthrow Gaddafi 20 years ago. And they're not peaceful, pro-democracy uprising. It's largely a group of thugs that just wanted a different government, and the United States and France and the UK supported them, gave them arms, gave them training, and tried to violently overthrow Gaddafi. And Gaddafi blew it by violently responding, because that gave the Western powers the excuse to violently overthrow him. And obviously Libya, that has nothing to do with freedom and democracy, because the people that are in power now have been using Gaddafi's torture chambers to victimize the opposition, and they've been raping women, and they actually insert, right when Gaddafi was being overthrown, they executed 50 people. And that's who the U.S. supports, is people who execute and torture. It has nothing to do with freedom and democracy. The empire and its lackeys in the UK and in France needed control of North Africa. And when they lost Tunisia and Egypt, they had a sudden urge to go into Libya and to try to overthrow a guy that they've been selling weapons to for years. And I think the main point is, instead of bombing dictators, you should stop selling them bombs.
What was that last part?
Instead of bombing dictators, they should stop selling them bombs. General Dynamics and many other American and Western companies have been selling Gaddafi weapons for years, even though they had already told everybody he was a bad dictator.
What's going on in Yemen?
In Yemen, in December of 2009, President Obama started a drone strike attack on Yemen. And at the time that was happening, Yemen has a dictator, Ali Abdullah Saleh, who's been in power for about 30 years, and he's supported by the United States, and he's brutal, and he doesn't allow dissent, and he's one of our guys. But anyway, Obama used the pretext of there's Al-Qaeda of the Arabian Peninsula, and all accounts there's like 12 people who just don't like the United States because of all the violence that we've inflicted on the Middle East and North Africa. And so Obama started the drone strike campaign. He's killed numerous innocent civilians in Yemen, and at the same time the people in Yemen caught the spark from Tunisia and Egypt, and in February of this year they started a peaceful uprising. And they've occupied a large part of Sana'a.